Happy Monday. It's Eric Colburn from ericcolburn.com. And in this week's episode of Motivational Monday, I want to talk about celebrating your daily successes. And so I have a nice cup of motivation going right here. Hopefully you have something that's getting your brain kicked into gear on this Monday morning. And last week, if you remember, we discussed conquering fear-led avoidance, where you might have been resisting completing certain tasks because of some sort of internal dialogue that kept you from getting those tasks accomplished. And usually they're the important tasks and the bigger tasks. So hopefully every day you set forth and you decided to take on the important tasks that were going to move either your business, your professional life, or your personal life along. And I really hope that you did so. This week, I want to go into celebrating your daily successes, because it can seem like drudgery sometimes when you're working through some of your tasks and the harder responsibilities that you need to move forward on, particularly if you're trying to advance your company or your professional career. And it doesn't need to feel that way. I think too often we focus on the negative, and at the end of the day, we might accomplish dozens of things, small and large, that are really important, and we got them done. And unfortunately, we tend to harp, because the things that are still on our plate, we tend to harp on the things that we did not finish. So it doesn't need to be that way. And I think this is what I'm going to explain to you in a minute can be a great way to get by that and to feel like you're actually moving forward, even though you might be delving into some really hard tasks all in a row. So what I like to do is, at the end of every day, I first of all, I like to plan for the next day. And I think that's important. I think if you start off every day and you haven't thought about beforehand what you're going to be doing, you're a little bit lost. Your ship is not sailing in the direction you want it to be sailing in. It's just taking off and you're reacting. So let's not react. Let's plan. And I try to do that at the end of the day. And so what you need to do is to give yourself some time to think. And this is so important. We get wrapped up in putting out fires and making somebody else happy, that we never put in enough time to guarantee that what we're doing and what's important for us is actually moving in the right direction. So at the end of the day, go through your to-do list, check off all the things that you've accomplished. And if you haven't finished everything, not a problem. It's just a plan. It's not cast in stone. The world will not come to an end if you have to move something off till tomorrow. But do that. Schedule it. Say, all right, I finished all these things. I didn't finish this stuff. Put it off till tomorrow. Think about tomorrow so that you have a plan in place for the next day. And then most importantly, what I want to talk to you about today is then to focus on what you accomplished, what you were successful for today. That could be at the end of the day before you leave the office. It can be at the end of the day when you're starting to get ready for bed. But it's so important not to beat yourself up over things, particularly, again, this sort of the fear of the unknown, things that maybe you didn't finish, and, oh, it's going to be so hard if I have to do this again tomorrow. Don't worry about that. That's tomorrow. You've scheduled it. It's out of your mind. When tomorrow comes, you'll get right up and going, and you'll get working on that. But celebrate your successes. It's important that you understand that you are making progress and to recognize that. And it could be 5, 10 little things that you did, but get your brain into the habit of really recognizing the successes that you are having and not to minimize them, because every step forward is a great thing. And if you're accumulating 5 or 6 small things, can be more important than sometimes one big thing, now can it? So that's what I want you to do on this Motivational Monday is think about every day this week. At the end of the week, I want you to plan for the next day, and then forget about that. Forget about what's on the plan for the next day. Once you have it planned, you can put it out of your mind and start up first thing in the morning. But the last thing I want you to do on any given day is to celebrate your successes for that day, to really think about it and to reward yourself with those positive thoughts about what you did and what you did right. And you'll find that it changes your mindset. You'll be a little more relaxed. You'll forget about some of the things that maybe were were in the back of your head that were driving you a little nuts about, oh, I didn't get this done or I didn't get that done. And you'll do much better the next day and the next day, and it'll build a positivity into your career and your professional and business life. And you won't be so down on yourself. You won't be so miserable going through your tasks. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, so you need to take a few minutes every day to celebrate and really revel in the successes that you did have, whether they're big or small. And if they're big, throw a party, have some fun. If they're small, just reinforce it with yourself that you did have successes, that at the end of the day you accomplished things and it wasn't a waste, and you're not just buried in next day's task. You are succeeding and you're moving forward. Okay, so for premium members and associate members, there'll be a bonus video coming up shortly. So I invite you to sign up on ericcolburn.com to become a member to access that bonus material. And if you have a chance, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit ericcolburn.com for further surveying, AutoCAD, Civil 3D, and business information. I look forward to meeting with you there. Thank you. Work smart and be brilliant.